Here with breaking news from the White House. President Trump posting on his Truth social media platform just moments ago. The U.S. has completed a, quote, very successful attack on 3 nuclear sites inside Iran. The president saying that all U.S. planes are now outside of Iranian airspace. Let's go directly to what the president has just posted on his social media site. We have completed our very successful attack on the 3 nuclear sites in Iran, including Fordo, Natanz, and Efeshan. All planes are now outside of Iran airspace. A full payload of bombs was dropped on the primary site, Fordo. All planes are safely on their way home. The president continues to state, congratulations to our great American warriors. There is not another military in the world that could have done this. In caps, now is the time for peace. Thank you for your attention to this matter. This all comes after a week of back and forth strikes between Israel and Iran after Israel hit key targets related to Iran's nuclear program. Tonight's news has major implications for American foreign policy, with the U.S. now directly involved with the conflict.
All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakar Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone. Shalom to the hopeful elect. Trump says U.S. attacked 3 Iran nuclear sites. All right, the third woe cometh quickly. All right, World War III is been here. All right, it's been a proxy war. All right, but now U.S. has gotten involved. They over there bombing Iran. As we know, this situation, all right, is going to escalate. All right, not too long ago, Trump was talking about diplomacy and how he's not going to help Israel, and they got to fight their own battles, you know. But the Most High, Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai, ruleth in the kingdom of men. All right, the Most High put the spirit on them to do that so this can escalate. Now, we know the MOTB still has to be pushed and made mandatory. All right, but this is one step closer, all right, to the deliverance of the elect, the hopeful elect. This is a picture of where they bombed. It says portraits of Iranian military generals and nuclear scientists killed in Israel's June 13th attack are displayed above a road as a plume of heavy smoke and fire rise over an oil refinery. So this is what's been going on over there prior. As we know, Israel and Iran, you know, continue to war with each other. You know, the state of Israel. All right. President Donald Trump on Saturday said the United States attacked Iran, hitting 3 nuclear sites in Fordo, Natanz, and Esfahan. Says we've completed our very successful attack on the 3 nuclear sites in Iran, including Fordo, Natanz, and Esfahan. Trump wrote on social media Saturday, which he did this not too long ago, say about 45 minutes ago. All planes are now outside of Iran airspace. A full payload of bombs was dropped on the primary site, Fordo, wrote Trump. All planes are safely on their way home. Congratulations to our American warriors. There is not another military in the world that could have done this. His look was more stout than his fellows. Now is the time for peace, the president wrote. All right, scriptures tell you in Thessalonians, when they shall say peace, peace, then comes sudden destruction. All right, which is crazy. You know, it shows that Esau, you know, is a fork-tongued devil, man. Not too long ago, he was talking about how they wasn't going to help the state of Israel. And, you know, that was their battle to fight. Now he's, you know, bombing, you know, Iranian nuclear sites. All right, and all this, it says now is the time for peace. You know, they don't know the way of peace. All right, this is going to continue to escalate. You know, and the major players on the eastern part of the world, you know, Russia, China, you know, they're going to ultimately get involved. You know, as we know, the beast shall hate the whore. All right, everybody gonna shoot missiles on this place, even the people that's considered the American allies at this point. They gonna shoot missiles on this place, man. All right, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, is making this situation escalate. And once again, the MOTB still has to be pushed, still has to be made mandatory. The world has to be tried before the deliverance of the hopeful elect. But like I said earlier, man, just one step closer. Trump said he will address the nation at 10 p.m. Saturday, which is tonight. Earlier in the day, Saturday, several U.S. Air Force B-2 stealth bombers left Missouri, heading west over the Pacific Ocean. The massive planes are some of the only U.S. aircrafts capable of carrying the GBU-57 massive ordnance penetrator, a 30,000-pound bomb known as the Bunker Buster. Saturday's actions puts the United States in direct armed conflict with Iran, a massive escalation in its involvement with Israel's effort to cripple Tehran's nuclear program and topple its regime. The decision also once again engages the American military in active warfare in the Middle East, something Trump had vowed to avoid during his second term in office. When they shall say peace, peace, then comes sudden destruction. All right. The way of peace they know not. Is an Edomite. All they know is war, and destruction, death, destruction, war. That's all they know. All right, and that's all they're gonna continue to do until they get taken out of power. It also marks a major shift from less than 48 hours ago, when Trump said the United States would take 2 weeks to see if the conflict between Israel and Iran could be resolved diplomatically. Based on the fact that there's a substantial chance of negotiations that may or may not take place with Iran in the near future, I will make my decision whether or not to go within the next 2 weeks, Trump said Thursday in a statement issued by the White House. Behind the scenes, the Trump administration has been trying to reach a deal with Iran over its nuclear program, and Trump in recent months had reportedly urged Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to hold off on a strike. All right, and this is a map of the places that they hit: Fort Dow, Natanz, and what was the third one? Isfahan. All right, these are the 3 nuclear sites, that America just bombed today. The diplomatic path may now be closed. It is. Iranian Ayatollah Ali said recently that any American military entry will undoubtedly be met with irreparable damage. If they enter militarily, they will face harm that they cannot recover from. He added in a statement read on Iranian state television. That's nuclear weapon talk. All right, them bases over there is going to start getting bombed. All those bases that the American military has on the eastern part of the world. All right, mainly over there in, what is the Middle East. They about to start bombing them bases, man. All right, the beast, shall hate the whore. America will ultimately get bombed. This place, but they got all kind of garrisons, what is military bases over there in the eastern part of the world that they're gonna start attacking, man. All right. After the U.S. strikes, it was unclear what options remain for Iranian retaliation against the United States. One possibly with direct impacts on the global economy and supply chain would be if Tehran were to set landmines down in the Strait of Hormuz, said Helma Croft, head of global commodity strategy at RBC Capital Markets. The narrow body of water between Iran and Oman is the transit point for about 20% of the world's oil via tanker ships. Landmines would effectively close that strait because ships would not know where the mines were placed. We are already getting reports that Iran is jamming ship transponders very, very aggressively, Croft told CNBC's Fast Money on Wednesday. Qatar Energy and the Greek shipping ministry have already warned their vessels to avoid the strait as much as possible, Croft said. More such alerts were expected following Saturday's U.S. attack on Iranian sites. Trump and previous American presidents have long insisted that Iran cannot have nuclear weapons. Trump, in his first term, pulled the U.S. out of a nuclear agreement that the Obama administration and other nations had brokered with Iran in 2015, arguing it failed to protect America or deter Tehran's enrichment aims. Israel has long claimed that Iran is developing nuclear weapons and has threatened to strike its nuclear program before, but until now, Tel Aviv has limited its military engagement and targeted assassinations and cyber attacks. Tulsi Gabbard, Trump's director of national intelligence, testified before Congress in March that the U.S. intelligence community continues to assess that Iran is not building a nuclear weapon, and Supreme Leader Khamenei has not authorized the nuclear weapons program that he suspended in 2003. But Trump has repeatedly dismissed his own cabinet's officials' assessment. Because this dude moved like the king of America. You know, Trump is a dictator. You know, he says, "I don't care what she said. I think they are very close to having one." Trump said on Air Force One last week. All right, and of course it says this is a developing story and will be updated. You know, as it said earlier in the article, Trump is going to address the nation at about 10 p.m., about 30 minutes. You know, Lord willing, watch that and, do an updated video. You know, but I ain't going to hold you. You know, I hope that video.
And welcome to Hannity. We begin tonight with this Fox News alert. I just spoke to the President of the United States. I have some new information and breaking details to share about tonight's what is historic air campaign. Now, tonight, Iran's nuclear ambitions, they are officially dead. It appears the United States just completely obliterated Iran's top secret Fordow nuclear facility with 6 huge bunker buster bombs. It was originally speculated that you would only need 2. It turns out they used 5 to 6 dropped from America's stealth B-2 bombers. And that's not all. 2 other major Iranian nuclear sites, Natanz and Esfahan, were wiped out with 30 Tomahawk missiles launched by American submarines some 400 miles away. Everyone is out of harm's way for now. That does not mean that American assets in the region are not at risk, and we are monitoring the Iranian response or potential response all throughout the night. We expect the president will be speaking sometime either in this hour or in the next hour. In a statement the president posted to Truth Social, he wrote, quote, "We have completed our very successful attack on the 3 nuclear sites in Iran, including the Fordow site, Natanz, and Esfahan. All planes are now outside of Iranian airspace. A full payload of bombs was dropped on the primary site, that's Fordow, and all planes are safely on their way home. Congratulations to our great American warriors. There is not another military in the world that could have done this. Now is the time for peace." We will hear more from the president. We expect within the next hour, hour and a half, we will be on at least till 11 Eastern tonight from the White House. And, of course, we'll take you there live as it all happens.